How's everyone doing there tonight? This is Cult Flicks Fix 24, back with a video. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Gonna be a Saturday night review for a film I just watched earlier. I will be giving you guys my thoughts and opinions for the film, and it's going to be a Norwegian slasher from 2013, Christmas Cruelty. And it's from Unearthed Films. It's a first time watch for me. It's an interesting film. Let's get into the plot of the film. It's pretty much about this serial killer who's it starts off with him killing his first victims and showing the ruthlessness of them right away. Pretty much him planning through this film for his next victims. We go through the story of that as it goes into his life, his story, as well as the victims' lives, and builds up character through them. And it shows him just plotting and stalking and getting his information that he needs to do for his next kill, his next victims that he's planning to massacre pretty much through this film. You do get, that's pretty much all I could get into the film. I don't want to give it away too much because this is like a film you gotta watch yourself. It's like an experience more than a film because it's so different. What I do have to warn about is it's very slow. I mean, there's a lot of slowness that doesn't happen throughout this film. We go from the beginning where the action's at to a long drought of just building up stuff for the story. But what I gotta say is the ending is worth the watch, worth the wait to where you get to that ending part where everything just breaks out and goes all hell breaks loose pretty much towards the end. But yeah, it does have a very satisfying ending. This is pretty much interesting because it's more like a film described through the lives. You get to see both perspectives of it, from the killer's perspective to the victims, if I could put it like that. But I did read that the director and the filmmakers them were pretty much influenced by Quentin Tarantino, so you could see the influence. He tries that throughout the film. I just feel it falls short. Doesn't got the skills or talent that Tarantino does on his films, but you could tell they tried really hard to build that. Some of the humor, dark humor and all that, it's very shown throughout this film, but I just think it's not, a lot of the stuff it's forced onto me. It's not that funny, if I could put it like that, but there are some stuff that is pretty good and then stuff that's pretty bad. But like I said, I was watching this film and it's got mixed reviews. There's people that couldn't stand it, there's people that said it's all right, people that loved it, and I could see that because it's like I said, it's one of those slow burns that if you can hang in there for the majority of the film, you'll get a good payoff at the end. But I could see it going both ways for people and their thoughts and opinions on this, but it's pretty interesting. I got some facts here on the film. We got a character here, his name's Tormod Lens. I probably slaughtered his name, it's a Norwegian name, but he's the serial killer in this film. He's an interesting character because he pretty much put himself for this role, and he walked out on the first screening of this film because he's a very religious guy. He's a church warden and he's playing a serial killer in this movie. So on the first screening of this film, he couldn't hack it because it's a very violent and gory film. He walked out of the film but to return, but on the first screening of it. And they said he's lived a really interesting life because he's, like I said, a church warden, but he wanted to go into the mind and thoughts of a evil person, so he's always being adventurous towards that, as well as they said he also worked at a jail and was also an inmate in that jail in his past. And he also as well worked at a mental health institute, and he also was a patient there, so he's been on both sides of the field there. And he wanted to try that in this film, as he's a very righteous man now and church-going person. He wanted to go into the mind of evil, so that's what he does through this film. And it's a really interesting take on that. There's also the director wanted to build this off a serial killer, so he actually went and researched for this film, and he interviewed an actual real serial killer. His name was Tommy Lee Sells, and he interviewed him. He said that when he interviewed him, he got information to inspire this film, and that serial killer had his first murder at 16 years old, and he killed upward towards 70 people. And I guess that interviewing him helped him to inspire this film and put it together by doing that. So there's some authentic to that. And also this film the director and the film crew during the premiere of this film, they show up to the premiere in a red fire truck, and that's I thought that was pretty jacked because there's a scene in this film where the killer is telling one of his victims, "I want to ride the red fire truck," and it's pretty provoked and nasty, and they did that on, I guess, on purpose to promote the film, which I thought was real crazy but hilarious at the same time. But yeah, this film's very dark and violent. It's, like I said, it's a slow burn. If you can't get through that, you're probably not going to enjoy this film. But if you can, there's a charm towards the end, a gory good ride towards the end. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this film. I thought it was real done different and well. I could put up with the slowness as long as it has a payoff at the end, and it definitely did for me. So I'm gonna get into my review of this film. I mean, my rating on this film. I'm gonna give this 3.5 out of 5. I feel about right there on this film, and it's different, and it'll satisfy you gorehounds like myself on this film because it does have some great gore in it. So it's going to be my review for 2013's Christmas Cruelty from Unearthed Films. It's Cult Flicks Fix 24. Please hit a like, comment, subscribe. Hope everyone's having a great weekend out there. Stay safe. Peace.